Hey, good to see you here. Let me tell you something straight from experience, because after weeks of living with the Strix SCAR 18, you start to see your setup differently. Not as some machine you use, but as a reflection of the kind of person you've become. Someone who refuses to pretend mid-tier performance is good enough anymore. If you're even considering this laptop, you're already in that category. You're the type who can feel when your current system is holding you back, even if you can't always explain it. And if that's you, check the price and stock right now, because this thing jumps around more than you'd expect. You probably already had that moment. The moment you looked at your old laptop and realized you weren't losing battles to the game, you were losing to the hardware. Stutters at the worst time. Fan noise drowning out the world. That split-second delay that ruins the perfect shot. At some point, you stop trying to convince yourself you can squeeze one more year out of it. That's when the upgrade becomes inevitable. The first day you use the SCAR 18, you feel this weight lift. Not emotionally, physically. Because suddenly the machine in front of you reacts instantly. You tap a key, and it answers. You launch a heavy project, and instead of pausing or thinking, it just moves. You finally feel aligned with your own skill instead of fighting against your tools. And the screen, that's where everything hits you. Once you spend time on a panel like this, the size, the HDR depth, the refresh rate, your eyes won't let you go back. It feels like seeing your own games for the first time again. I had this one night playing in a dim room, and the way the highlights cut through the shadows made everything feel alive. That's when it clicks, you were settling before. You didn't even realize how much until it was gone. I used it for everything, editing long sessions, late-night grinding, watching entire seasons on weekends, and traveling with it for work. And every single time, the strength of this machine made things easier instead of heavier. You stop thinking about, can it handle this, and start thinking, what else can I push? That's when desire escalates. Once you taste that level of power, everything below it feels like a step backward. If you're hovering on the buy button, don't wait too long. Stock moves, prices shift, and it's always the people who delay that end up paying more or missing their chance. And if you're doubting whether you need this much performance, here's what happens. You buy something weaker, and every time it hesitates, you'll think about the SCAR. Every time a project takes longer, every time a game drops frames, every time fans spin up too loud, you'll remember the one laptop built to avoid all of that. That loop of second-guessing is worse than spending the money once and being done. The thing that surprised me most was how calm it stays. You expect raw power, but you don't expect it to feel controlled. That balance makes you trust it more. It becomes that rare device you actually take pride in owning. You carry it, open it, use it, and it reminds you of the standard you now hold yourself to. The speed makes you feel unstoppable, the screen makes every world look alive, the build feels crafted for someone who leads, the responsiveness pulls you deeper into flow, the presence of it raises your expectations, downsides. It's big, and it wants desk space. And once you get used to this power, you'll hate using anything weaker. If you're comparing it to 3 or 4 other options, let me break that loop for you. At some point, you already know which one you wanted. This is just you deciding when to admit it. If you're ready, check the link now and see if it's still in stock. If you want the kind of performance you don't grow out of, this is the move.